Good morning, everyone. Well, today is my birthday. Happy birthday to me. 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 Anyways, it is like 10:30 in the morning. Darren and everyone let me sleep in. Really nice. But today we are going to go ahead and do the sausage and get it stuffed. So come along for the ride. If you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. So today we are putting together a Enterprise grinder. You unscrew this and you have your stuff and everything that comes out. I bought this at a flea market. Actually, I think it was like $5. I got this setup and a grinder with a motor. So we are adding on a base in which we removed the grinder from the motor, and I'm hoping to use that motor to run this. So this is a pulley system, and I went out and I bought a belt for it, and this will go onto the motor in which it will then turn this. And as this pulley turns, you can see it turns the inside, which then will put the meat in and it will push it through and then grind it. So this here I completely took apart and completely cleaned it. It was all rusty and stuff, so we got it all cleaned up. I cleaned this up a little bit, only it had a whole bunch of oil stuck to it. And the motor's going to sit back here where these holes are with the pulley facing this way, which I had to buy a new pulley because the pulley, I'll show you the pulley that was on it. But this was the pulley that was on it and it was broke. So I went to Tractor Supply and they have pulleys up there, so I grabbed another one. This one's a 3.5 inch and this is only a 3 inch, but that's okay, that'll be fine. And we bought a belt. So we measured it out with a piece of string to see approximately how big the belt needed to be, and I bought a belt. That's gonna hook on just like that, and it will drive the pulley. So I'm hoping this is gonna work, because I saw this and I was like, boy, if we could do that and have it automated. This is a really good meat grinder. And if we can automate that instead of using a crank. We don't have a crank to it. This is exactly how I bought it. I bought this already hooked up to this, and that was it. It didn't have a motor, although it used to have a motor. You can see it there. So I ended up taking all of this off. I sanded this down because this block of wood, this was black. So we got this all sanded down. I took these blocks off and I sanded those down, put it all back together, and now we're just getting ready to hook up the motor to it. So this is our motor. Here, put the thing on it first. Hold on, I'm not on yet. There we go. And I bought some bolts that will just bolt on. And this is the new pulley we got. We had to see which direction the motor went. And it goes in one direction. And that's why it has to be off this side. We couldn't just mount it here, because this motor can't go in reverse. Had it go, if it was able to go in reverse, then I could have done that, but it can't. So we added in a piece of wood and lined it up. So you see that we're pretty lined up there. And we should be good to go. And the tension's good. Alrighty, plug her in. Let's see if it actually works. And it's working. Woohoo! Alright, well we are using the meat grinder, so we cut up a bunch of our pork and we put it in the freezer to get it nice and cold. And it's working really, really good. Really nice. Anytime you grind meat, you want it to be just like frozen almost. Snowball, you want a treat? These are the chicken wings that I cook until they're bitter here. Anyways, I bought some collagen casings, 19 millimeters. This is what I use to make breakfast sausage links. And that's what we're doing with this, is making sausage links. Alright, well we got it all ground up. But I made a mistake. First off, here's a tip. When you're grinding it and you're at the very end and you need to get the rest of it out, throw some ice cubes in your grinder and it will sit there and push the rest of it out. So the mistake I made was I put all the seasoning together and I weighed all of this when it was still in the bag frozen and it still had bones on it. So big mistake, because I ended up putting all the seasoning together and ready to go in, and this was actually to be for 33 pounds. So we don't have 33 pounds, we have 23 pounds. I had to figure out how much of this I had to put in. So for every 3 pounds of meat, you want to add 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of sage, and 2 teaspoons of ground mustard, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, and 3/4 teaspoon of ground pepper, and that could be coarse or fine. And then if you want to do a maple, for every 3 pounds, you want to add 1/4 cup of maple syrup. Since I made the mistake of putting this all together, I had to sit down and figure out exactly how much I needed to put in for 23 pounds. And it comes out to 25 tablespoons and 2 teaspoons. Now 3 teaspoons makes 1 tablespoon. So I'm actually just going to put in 26 tablespoons. And all I'm going to do is just sprinkle it on. And I'm just going to use my hands. That's 1. I'm just going to use my hands and mix this all in. And we'll let it sit in the fridge till tomorrow. This is 3. 4. I'm going to go ahead and mix this. And we'll be back after I'm all done. Alright, so we got it all mixed up. When you think you've mixed it enough, mix it some more. Next, what you want to do is you're going to want to taste it. It's starting to fry. So over here, I should show you that I have all of the bones, in which I'm just boiling them down for some bone broth. You can use pork broth for beans, pork and beans, split pea soup, anything you would use a pork bone for. You can start it by using some pork broth. So this is looking like it's about ready to be flipped. Alright. Put this on a plate. Taste it. What do you think?
Oh, I think it's perfect.
I think so too. Well, there you have it. The family likes it. We're good. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of this in the fridge so it can chill overnight. And then we'll start stuffing tomorrow. Okay, so it is the next morning. And I just pulled this out. We had covered it in film. I also took some more and made some more, a couple patties so we could try it. Make sure it didn't get too much seasoning or anything as it melded it together last night. It didn't. It's actually even better. So if you can actually let this sit overnight in the refrigerator, you definitely are going to want to. It is a whole lot better. We got this is our other meat grinder. It doesn't work the greatest for grinding meat. That's why I ended up buying that other one, and you saw us fix it and put it together to work. But this does work great for making sausage. And the reason it doesn't grind very well is, as you can see, everything's kind of plastic in here. The meat's already ground, so it just needs to be put out. You can see that we put in the biggest disc that we have. I don't want to go really small or anything because it's already ground. We don't want to grind it more. We had this option and you have this option. These are the only two discs that we have for this. I pulled 3 pounds out and added a 1/4 cup of pure maple syrup to this pile. And then while I was in the refrigerator, I saw I still have some of this. And this is sorghum. So I pulled out another 3 pounds and I'm going to add that to this 3 pounds. Can you open that for me, please? Again, we're just going to use a 1/4 cup. And that's about the whole thing, huh? Pour it all. Just pour it all. There's only a teeny bit left. So we'll get this all mixed together. There we go. Okay. So both of these I'm going to go ahead and let sit and meld together a little bit in the refrigerator while I'm going to start stuffing the regular sausage. You should be able to actually slip a whole entire thing on, but it doesn't do that. So we have to unravel it some. And we push it all the way up as far as I could go. Once I get it so far, I push this on as much as I can. Cut it. Twist the end. And then we go ahead and start stuffing it. And as you're stuffing, you hold on to this. You don't want them to get really, really tight and full because you want to be able to twist them. So, go ahead. The longer you hold it, the fuller it gets. You don't want to just let go because it will just go really quick and won't fill the whole thing. So I actually hold back a little bit, let it fill. never mind. That's it. Stop. Okay, we're at the end. We're not going to twist this just yet. You're going to grab anything that's on your area. But we go all the way back to the beginning and we start twisting. So you twist the opposite way. So this one I went towards me. So I want to take this one towards me. Well, let's get a little bit more in there. So we twist towards me, and then this one twists away from me. And then this one twists towards me, and you just go the opposite direction each time, and that way you're not unraveling them each and every time. You're just adding to it. Okay, we good? And then we're going to end up coming in, and after these dry a little bit, we'll throw them in the refrigerator. They'll dry a little bit, and then you come in and you could cut them. So then we got to go ahead and start another one. Let's see if I can get a bunch of this on here. Wherever it breaks, that's where the end of the line is. So, okay. Twist that. And let's start going again. So now we are vacuum sealing our packages. And these are just the packages that have this flame in it. Absolutely love this machine. This is our Vac Master. It's a 215. And these are expensive, but we didn't pay a lot for this one. We got it at an auction. Restaurant going out of business. And we ended up getting it pretty darn cheap. So basically, the bags, you can get a whole bunch of bags. And you buy them in packs of 50. You can also buy rolls. The packs of 50 bags, these smaller ones, 50 bags for, I think it was $8. You could get gallon bags, 50 bags for like $11. This is where the savings is these bags, because if you look at a Food Saver bag, you're paying approximately about 50 cents per bag. These you're only paying pennies. So anyways, you just lay it in there. You put it right along the strip right here. Close it. Hold it just for a sec. You don't have to hold it the whole time. And this is actually counting down. I had it set for 16 seconds. And this is showing you the vacuum. Once it's in the green, you're good. It removes all air. And then it just goes through a cooling. And then it lets the air pressure back in. And it's vacuum sealed. And the lid automatically opens up when it's done, and it is perfectly sealed. So that's what we're gonna finish up doing. So after doing a few of these and twisting them, we decided we're not going to twist anymore. I actually overfilled them instead this time. And then I'm just going to use my hand as a guide, and we're just cutting them, and that's what we're using as our sausage links. And to try and twist them, it just doesn't make any sense to me, because it was just too hard to get them to stay, and then they were unraveling, and you know what, don't need to be twisted. If you want to look over here, this is what we got. This is all the regular sausage links. This is, we pound up 1 pound packages of regular sausage. And then now we're starting on the maple sausage, which we did that, and that's all of that. And then the next one we're starting in on is the sorghum sausage. But just a heads up, when you're going through and you're switching sausages, make sure you do like a good 6 inches of, like my maple was done, so we added in some sorghum and did another 6 inches because there's still maple in here until it gets through it. So that way you know that you got all of the maple is maple, and that way when you're switching sausages, you're keeping them within each other. So about 6 inches is what you want to do. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and finish cutting these up, getting them packaged, and we'll be back when we're done. Oh, there we have it. Got everything packaged with sorghum. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 packages. Maple, about 5 packages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 packages of maple sausage. 12 packages of 1 pound, just regular. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 packages of regular links. So that's a lot of sausage, but you know what? Sausage is a big staple here. It's something that we do use a lot. We use sausage for just about, not just breakfast, but dinners and everything else. And this is going to go really well. So we got, how many did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I got 10 packages of regular. 10 packages. And then 5 of each of these. So that's 20. And then 12 of these. That's 32. So 32 meals is what we figured it out as. And we're going to actually give some of this away to my parents and my in-laws. So I'm sure they're going to be thankful and try it out. Really, really good. Again, we tried the sorghum. It's the first time we did it. So what was left in the machine, we went ahead and fried up. This is really, really good. The maple we did not try, but if it tastes anything like the sorghum, it's going to be really, really good. The regular, if you don't want just the regular and you like it sweet, you can always add a 1/4 cup of brown sugar to every 3 pounds of meat, and it'll actually make it as sweet. But this isn't real spicy and it's not hot. So if you wanted to make it spicy or hot, you can add a little bit of red pepper or some red pepper flakes. We do not like spicy and hot. The kids don't like it, so we usually try and take it and keep it sweet. So we got a couple sweets, we got a couple regulars, and this is all regular to be able to use in pastas and stuff like that. So anyways, I want to thank you for watching, and if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe. And as always, we will see you on the next video. God bless. So I guess I just want to add real quick that all the bones from the pig, all the meat came off was for the sausage, but all the bones, we're saving those for the dogs as snacks. I went ahead and boiled them all, and then I strained. That's what I used the strainer for. I strained it into our bags. So this is pork broth. I know it's like yellow. It looks like chicken broth, but it is, I promise, pork broth. And then I'm just going to set it into my Vac Master. So I laid it in and just kind of pushed all the air out to here. And then I'm just going to take it, I'll just lightly put it over. And this is where this comes in really handy, because you can't do this with a food saver or any type of vacuum sealer that sucks, because you just can't do liquid. And we put this to a slowest setting for only 6 seconds. seal. And there we go. So out of that broth, I ended up getting, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bags of broth. Each one has approximately about 2 cups in it. So, and that's about what I use when I do use broth.